Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before I deep dive into different Fusion financial concepts in my upcoming videos, so I thought of making this video to talk about different Fusion functional terminology compared to that of EPS. So let's get into the details. So let me open my spreadsheet. So in EBS, we use something called your system administrator responsibility for creating of the users and responsibility, and the equivalent of that in Fusion is security console. Currently, security console is what is being used in Fusion release 13. In earlier version, that is prior to say release 12, we used to have something called Oracle Identity Manager and Authorization Policy Manager to create users and roles. But now it's security console, which is what is being used in release 13. And the equivalent of responsibilities in Fusion is roles. So in EBS, we create responsibilities and assign to the users. In Fusion, we create the roles and assign to the users. So pretty much as we can create a custom responsibilities in EBS, we can create similarly custom roles in Fusion as well. Whether it's a SaaS or PaaS, it doesn't matter. We can create a custom roles in Fusion. We call instances in EBS dev instance, UAT instance, and prod instance. And in Fusion, we call them as pods. So we call them a dev pod, UAT pod, and prod pod. We have these are the major suites within EBS: financial suite, HRMS suite, projects, SCM, and CRM. And these suites are called offerings in Fusion. So we have financials, HRMS is HCM suite, and projects is PPM, project portfolio management, and SCM and the CRM. Each of these suites have something called your applications or modules. Say example, in the case of Fusion, sorry, financials, we have general ledger, accounts payable, and accounts receivable. Similarly, in Fusion, these each of these offerings have something called options. So GL, AP, AR, etc. They are called options in Fusion. So if you look at the hierarchy in EBS, it's suite, modules, and functionalities, whereas in Fusion, it's offerings, options, and features. So functionalities are called features. Inventory application is renamed as Oracle Fusion Product Information Hub in Fusion. In EBS, all the setups and configurations are done from the concerned application. Example, AP setups are done with the payables responsibility. Similarly, AR setups are done using receivables responsibility and so on. But whereas in Fusion, all the setups and configurations of all the modules or the options are done using a centralized functional setup manager, FSM, and this can be accessed via application implementation consultant role. In EBS, we have Web ADI to upload data, but whereas in Fusion, we have something called ADFDI, Application Development Framework Data Integration. In EBS, we have Web ADI functionality for a very few uh, functionalities. Example, in the case of GL, we can use Web ADI for general upload, and we have fixed assets, we have Web ADI. But whereas in case of Fusion, pretty much for most of the functionalities, we have ADFDIs, spreadsheet uploads, whether it's creating of a transactions in AP or AR or creating of your journal in GL, and there are a lot of other areas wherein you have ADFDIs. We use SRS window in EBS, submit request screen to submit the concurrent jobs, but whereas in Fusion, the equivalent of SRS is called ESS, Enterprise Scheduler Service Job Page. So through this particular page, we can submit the jobs of the concurrent programs. So in EBS, it's called concurrent program, and the equivalent of concurrent program in Fusion is job. And in EBS, we have something called request set. The request set is a group of concurrent programs. And in Fusion, this is called job set. So concurrent program is job and request set is job sets. In EBS, we can write your approval rules within your AMAR workflow. And the equivalent of that in Fusion is BPM, Business Process Management, or BPL, Business Process Execution Language. In EBS, we have a multi-org structure. In Fusion, that's called enterprise structure. In EBS, we have a profiles or security profiles. So whereas in Fusion, it's a data access set. Operating unit in Fusion is called business unit. Data conversions are a little bit complicated in eBusiness Suite. So you can say if you have a data to be converted from legacy system to EBS, uh, you get a file from the external system, and through an SQL loader, you can read the file generated from the legacy system and load into a staging table. And through a custom program, you can import the data from staging table into standard interface table, and then you can run the standard import program to import the data from staging table into base table. But whereas in Fusion, it is pretty much simple. So using FBDA, which stands for file-based data interface, we can load both the master as well as transactional data, and this data can be loaded into UCM, Universal Content Management, equivalent of staging table in EBS, and run a program which will import from UCM into interface table, then run another program to import the data from interface table into base tables. So again, you have a lot of BDI templates which are available from Oracle website, and we can download it from there. The default business group in EBS is setup business group. The equivalent of that is your seeded enterprise in Fusion is default enterprise. Oracle EBS has a more traditional user interface. You have Java-based form, but whereas Oracle Fusion has a more modern and intuitive user interface. All the pages are web-based. There is no concept of Java forms in Fusion. Service contract is another module in eBusiness Suite, which is being replaced with something called subscription management. So the equivalent of service contract module in Fusion is subscription management. Oracle EBS is on-prem application, and sometimes it becomes difficult to build integrations with other latest cloud applications. But whereas Oracle Fusion is a cloud-based architecture, and hence this can be easily integrated with other cloud products available in the market. In the case of Oracle EBS, we can install, maintain, manage our own servers. But whereas in the case of Oracle Fusion Cloud, this is taken care by Oracle Corporation. Servers are maintained and managed by the Oracle Corporation. In the case of EBS, our client has to manually upgrade to latest version, but whereas in the case of Oracle Fusion Cloud, quarterly updates are automatically taken care by Oracle Corporation. Thank you. Thanks for watching video. For interesting videos on Oracle Fusion Financial, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.